The fourth and final rabies death linked to a single organ donor was reported by the CDC on July 8, 2004. These were the first confirmed cases of solid organ transplants transmitting rabies, and eventually were linked to a 20-year-old man from Arkansas who had died in May of a brain hemorrhage. His rabies was later identified as a strain transmitted by bats, which were later found in his apartment complex during the investigation. Rabies is a horrifying and terrible disease, and if you do not receive the vaccine before symptoms appear, there is something like a 99.99999% chance you will die. Fortunately, you will normally have a few weeks to seek out the highly effective treatment if you suspect you have been exposed. Rabies in humans does often cause these scary telltale signs like frothing at the mouth, paranoia, aggression, and of course fear of water, but in some cases it just causes relatively quick and fatal swelling in your brain, and this appears to have been the case in Arkansas. So doctors at the time did not suspect rabies, and it is not normally tested for during the transplant process, and so they, proceeded with the removal, in this case of the donor's kidneys, lungs, liver, and an artery. The recipient of the lungs died from complications linked to the surgery, but everyone else died from a similar disease affecting their nervous systems across June 2004. This mysterious cluster of deaths prompted an investigation leading to the rabies diagnosis in July. Though it was and is an incredibly tragic story, you thought you'd hit the jackpot and instead you got rabies, it is an extremely rare scenario and could have been much, much worse, as in theory, in an ideal transplant scenario, close to 100 people might have been exposed to the infected tissue.